Hi, I'm Colt Sebastian Taylor, and guess what, friends? You are watching Colt's Cult Classics right here, right now, on It's Relevant TV. Hi, I'm Colt Sebastian Taylor, adventurer, entrepreneur, and amateur movie reviewer, and welcome to another episode of Colt's Cult Classics. Today, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite movies, and I have absolutely no guilt telling you this, or no shame. It's Crocodile Dundee, the first one. Okay, this movie, I've always enjoyed it. I watch it whenever it's on TV. If I see it on Netflix, I'll probably sneak in and watch it again because I just enjoy this movie. It was released in 1986 and stars Paul Hogan and absolutely no one else you've probably ever seen because it pretty much stars no one else. These folks were mostly Australian actors, and they're well known in Australia, but not in the United States. The love interest in this movie is played by Linda Kozlowski. I only bring her up because, fun fact, her and Paul Hogan met on this movie and then married shortly thereafter. They only recently divorced. And she was in all the other Crocodile Dundee movies and the other few random Paul Hogan movies that actually made it to the United States. Now, you might say to yourself, oh, Crocodile Dundee, that movie is really, really not that good. It's kind of hokey. I would never watch that. Well, fun fact, friends, Crocodile Dundee was the number 2 grossing movie in 1986, only behind Top Gun. It was very popular in 1986, hasn't really worn up, hasn't really held up over time for some people, but I really enjoy it. For those who haven't seen the movie, let me give you a brief plot review. Crocodile Dundee, played by Paul Hogan, is a well-known Australian outback guide. Now, Linda Kozlowski is a New York reporter. She hears a story about him being bitten in half and crawling back to civilization. The New York paper sends her down there to find him. The story's a bit overblown. She interviews him, takes pictures, and then brings him back to New York to sort of hang out in New York. What's this Aussie going to do in New York? So as a follow-up story. Surprise, surprise, they fall in love after a variety of, humorous, rural Australian and big New York City, not understanding the culture clash sort of situations throughout the movie. It's very enjoyable. Paul Hogan is pretty much Paul Hogan in the entire movie, and it's an enjoyable mid-80s movie. Now, Crocodile Dundee has a sequel, Crocodile Dundee 2, and although not as successful as the first movie, I think it's just as good. I think it's just as good as the first movie. I would watch both movies back to back if people wouldn't yell at me that they wouldn't want to watch this movie. But I think you should give it a chance. Crocodile Dundee. You can see why in the mid-80s the United States was apparently obsessed with Australia and all things Aussies, because this movie was wildly successful at the time. I think you will enjoy it. I'm Colt Sebastian Taylor, and I'll see you later.